Okay, back to the issue on purpose. In the old days, like in the 1800s, we had boom towns and we had little western towns. And in these westernized towns, we had the doctor, we had the lawyer, the policeman, the traffic person that would direct the traffic. We would have the people that would fix the coach and buggies. We had the lady who would cook or the guy that would cook. Everybody had a purpose, and everybody had some sort of need that the other person had to help them with. Okay? So when they have a purpose, they feel better about themselves. And that's what all of us need is we all need some sort of purpose. And when the government is going and giving people paychecks for doing nothing, they are actually hurting them in more than one way. Okay? They're taking away their sense of purpose. They're going, well, I don't have a job. I'm bored and I feel terrible about myself because everywhere I look, I can't find the job that I really wanted and I'm not making as much as I was because I'm on unemployment and the my standard of living has decreased and I might be in danger of losing my house and all this other stuff, okay? If you get rid of long-term employment, that would solve a lot of problems. Also, another thing is these people are not taught financial responsibility. And the reason why they're not taught financial responsibility, I think, is because um, they really didn't want to teach it in schools. Okay, we need to bring back economics classes. We need to have a financial 101 class. Okay, in high school, it should be a required thing. Okay, and also we need to develop everybody's sense of purpose and self-esteem. Be honest. Tell them what they're good at. And tell them what they're not good at. Okay? We are so obsessed with being politically correct that this country is going downhill. Nobody is getting really good very few people are getting really good at doing what they're doing. Okay? I know some people that had passed high school and should not have passed high school. And then they thought that they could go into college and they could do really good at becoming a physicist or a mathematician or an engineer or something of that nature. So they tried and they failed. And when they failed, they felt bad about themselves. It exacerbates the problem. They sit there and they go, well, I guess since I can't do that, I can't do anything. So then they're going out and getting a job, making minimum wage because they know they need a job, or someone is pushing them to go and get a minimum wage job when they could actually do better. I mean, this is a serious problem in this country. If they are doing well at something and they like it, they should be encouraged to keep doing it. Okay? And also, we are flooding the economy with bachelor's degrees in business and bachelor's degrees in computer science. And there isn't a need for it, unfortunately, or not nearly as much. So at that point in time, what avenue do they have? We help them by allowing them to start their own small business, or we help them get a decent job. Okay? And there should be also maybe a self-esteem class or a psychologist that helps these people get out, and maybe a life coach. I don't know, but anything is better than leaving them on unemployment. And then we have the um, unfortunate problem of, well, we have the unfortunate problem of the middle class that is shrinking, that is working harder and harder and harder. In fact, their businesses are telling them they either need to be more efficient or they need to work more hours for less pay. Okay? This should be a absolute big no-no. They are, some companies are actually scaring their employees and telling them that if they don't work harder and faster, that they're going to be out of a job. Okay? And I think this is really wrong. And I do see some people that are actually going against the system saying, look, I'm I'm tired of working 70 hours a week. I don't think it's right. I am actually taking away a possible job for somebody else. Okay? Um, you all need to stand up for yourselves and say, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to keep doing this. It is stressing me out. It is causing emotional and maybe even physical problems. And this is not good either. So maybe some of the businesses that are here need to have a little more respect for their employees. I'm not saying that there are businesses that don't. In fact, I know a lot of businesses that have really strived and tried to keep the rapport up within their company, to encourage self-esteem, to encourage self-worth. And this is actually a extremely big step for them, which is fantastic. I applaud them for what they do. You know what? Sometimes money isn't everything. And it's good to make a decent profit, but to make a killing is not a good way of doing business. I have to say that I have actually stopped buying from certain companies because they do not respect their employees. And I do encourage a lot of other people to do the same thing. If they don't care for their employees, the employees are working for them, maybe even be loyal to them. That is such a tremendous, great, fantastic thing for any employee to be loyal to a company. But it works both ways. Okay? Also, these big businesses that went overseas, well, if we stimulated the small business area, it would give them a heads up. And they would go, oh my gosh, well, I am making a killing over here, but I noticed the small business who actually cares for the customer and their employees are actually doing pretty well. So it might actually encourage them to come back over here. Um, Also, the big businesses might be encouraged to break up and become smaller, like a subsidiary. In fact, I know that there are certain car companies that do have um, parts and uh, small industrial-based companies here within the United States, satellite companies basically. And that's actually a good thing. Maybe they'll be encouraged to come back and try to become a small business. and actually instill a good rapport with their employees again, and not be so worried about efficiency that they lose their actual mission with being a actual big or an actual business. Because when you start thinking the customer's a number, that's when you lose your customers. Okay?